Hello to everyone. Decided to make a review of this thing, Zeiss miniquick 5x10T. When I was looking about this thing, some information, I haven't found anything almost, except about this design that it looks like a pen. Okay, great, but it's useless. So I hope my review will be better. Usage experience is quite well because taking account this narrowness, this is out of competition, so there is none such narrow monoculars I've tried to find but found nothing. So apparently this is the one, and it really fits into any pocket. And it's the summer, you don't have any pouches, any bags where you could put your binoculars or monoculars if they are too thick. Too thick, it's 2.5 centimeters, it's already too thick. If you put it into the jeans pocket, that would be too much. That would be it. It's not beautiful, it's not fashion, whatever you name it. So taking account this narrowness, it's really high quality, and the field of view is enough. Works really well. Focus is the spinning one, so it's you don't need to make like a push focus types, which you have, for example, in this Zeiss monocular, where you have to focus like this. So this focus is better. Brightness is okay. In a twilight environment you can use it without any problems, but of course at the sunny weather light is really enough, and it's really nice to use. It's not easy for people with motor disabilities, so using this you have to put it in a quite of a distance from your eye. It's around maybe 2 or 3 centimeters, so not like these other types of monoculars where you can just put it like this, and you don't need to adjust at least this distance. uh, so with this thing it's not as easy, uh, even though I have an experience with other monoculars and I'm using these all my life, but this thing is not as easy. It's okay, but if you have the motor problems, then you might be able to put it into your fist and somehow keep the fist close to your face and somehow stabilize this. You can use it reverse way, when you can just swipe it like this and use it as a magnifier. Yeah, it works, but it's not made for that, and the field of view quite narrow. The focus distance should be really strict in order to have a crisp, clear picture, and the field of view is so small that okay, you probably be able to check some symbols like the order number on the receipt, but not more of that. It's not good for reading. Yeah, for example, if even in comparison with this one, it's the Nikon triplet, 10 times magnification. Reading with this one and watching something closely with this one is quite easier, and for these purposes I would recommend you getting this. It's better than the Zeiss one because this has this attachment clip, so it's easier. The Zeiss one doesn't have this thing. Let's talk about dimensions. Dimensions are not like on the website described, they're less. And why? Because I have removed the clip from it. The clip increases its size, and I will never use the clip because it will not attach this to the clothes as good as it should. And if you just bend down or whatever you jump, it will just fall off, and you will damage this thing, because you should not really let this fall down, because it's really fragile. It's made of plastic. Yeah, it's quite tough. Maybe they are using the compensate, so it's the kind of plastic or metal composite, but it's not so hard. And if it fall down, it will crash, and it will probably crash right here, the place where the eyepiece joins the body. Dimensions are the length is 11.4 centimeters. The maximum diameter after removing the clip is 1.77 centimeters, so it's really narrow. The narrowest part, because this is more narrow than this one, and this is the 1.55 centimeters. This objective side is 1.75 centimeters, and removing the clip is not easy, because they do not mention on the website, but they are using the thermoglue. So in order to unscrew it safely, you have to use hair dryer, but I've just unscrewed it without warming it up, so that worked. And I have removed the clip, and now it has exactly the good size, and now it fits into the case, which I mentioned a bit later. The close focus. Nobody mentioned about the close focus. You can find information on the Zeiss website that it's 2 meters, and that's definitely not the case. It's hopefully closer than 2 meters, but you have to take into account your dioptries. So the thing is, if you're using the eyeglasses, whatever they call it, if you have kind of large plus or minus, then the close focus for this thing would vary, so it would be different, and it might be in some cases 2 meters, but in some cases it might be even less than I have measured. But I am not using the eyeglasses because I have another type of visual disability, so the eyeglasses definitely will not help in my case. So the close focus I have measured is the 1 meter 40 centimeters, so it's not 2 meters. But when I've been removing the clip, I've found that you can unscrew the eyepiece. Actually, disclaimer, if you remove the clip or if you unscrew the eyepiece, you will lose the Zeiss so-called life warranty. Actually, what the life warranty by Zeiss and other companies means is that if something went broke by itself because of the production failure, thermation, so kind of warming it up while producing it, whatever, then this warranty will cover you. But in other cases, it won't. So the life warranty, as for me, is absolutely crap. It's garbage, so don't take it in account. If you fall it down, the warranty will probably not cover you. I've read about the cases where warranty helped people, but in other cases I've read, warranty didn't work because it's your fault. You let it fall down, okay, your trouble. So screw the life warranty by the Zeiss, and let's remove the clip. So I just unscrew it. It wasn't easy, and but now, of course, I don't tighten it so hard, so I can unscrew this, and I will show you how far you can unscrew it until it falls down. So this is the gap, which is the maximum possible. So now it kind of disassembled, And you can see that this thread here, it's quite tiny and it's quite narrow, which is why if you fold it down, this thread will be broken and the eyepiece will be separated from the body. So, and this thread actually plastic. They didn't use even aluminum. Not talking even about the aviation aluminum or the duraluminum, which is even better. Nobody even mentioned these days about this, but it was a great invention. It's kind of aluminum with other metals. So after unscrewing this quite enough, but not so much that it would fall out, your close focus decreases. And now we return to the close focus. So uh, if you be using this like this, with the head partially unscrewed, but be careful not let it fall down, you will have the close focus as close as the 70 centimeters. That's better, right? Yeah. So I was the first one who actually attempted this and who tried this and who measured this. So let's continue. Actually, I've heard about cases where where eyepiece or the lens caps were unscrewing and people were afraid to lose it, so they were using the just kind of tapes, like sticky tapes, whatever, to keep them in place. You should not, because the threads which Zeiss make are really good, and even if you tighten it a bit, in order to unscrew it, you have to use twice as much power to unscrew it. So don't be careful about this, just tighten it well enough. Just be sure that this thread also tightened and this thread on the objective end is also tightened, and you're easy to go. No problems at all. I should mention about the lenses. If you would like to replace the lens or you would like to remove it for completely cleaning, you can do this by unscrewing this end. You can unscrew it. It's not thermoglued, so you're easy to go with this. No problem at all. Also, the eyepiece itself has on its end the thread, which also can be unscrewed, and you can remove the lens. So you can remove these lens and these lens without any problems. The lens itself, they are not glued, they're just snugly fitted. And don't misplace this thread, which removes the eyepiece, and the thread on the end of the eyepiece. So it's another thread which holds the lens in place. Let's go further. Dust caps. So this is the monumental thing, taking in account this monocular and actually all other monoculars from the Zeiss, because Zeiss just do not provide any covers, and you will get your, this is the Zeiss 6X18, and it also comes without any dust caps, as you probably know. At least Zeiss could make an option that, okay, I want this thing with the dust caps, and for example, I want this thing with the titanium case, which would be really nice. I believe many users would pay more to get the precisely made titanium, well-made case. It would protect this from breaking after falling down. I found them from China, and first I've been looking for the optics caps, and optics kind of it always means that the large objectives caps, and what you find, it's kind of 5 centimeters diameter caps, and so on. So that's not the case. The keyword by which you can find it yourself, but actually I found it for you, so you don't need to Google out yourself, you don't need to find all the sizes, measurements, and the QR codes also will be placed in the video, so you can find all codes and links in the description, of course, for each thing I will be discovering in this video. If you wanna find the dust caps, they call it furniture leg protection, uh, kind of like that. And this one, actually, this is the thread protection, so it's like the protection for the threads. You can find it in different measurement, in different sizes, and also in different colors, so which is really nice. The QR code for this one, it's the eyepiece cap, will be here in the video and in the description. So this is the 15 millimeters in the diameter, inner diameter, not outer diameter, okay? Because this one is 15 millimeters outer diameter. So this thing fits really well here. Boom, we're covered. It's almost airtight, it's watertight. It's wonderful, maybe not so beautiful looking, but this is the way. For an objective end, this is the 16 millimeters outer diameter, and for that you need another thing. This is a furniture leg protector, which is 16 millimeters inner diameter. That fits really well. Let's put it here. Yeah, and you also can put it further, but okay, let's try like this. That would work for the lens protection, because if you put this thing into your pocket without any dust caps, it will suck in all the dust possible from your pocket, and you will be cleaning the lenses each time you take it from your pocket. So that's just horrible. That's not the case. So with these caps, it has as minimum size as possible. But the thing is, if it falls down, again, this thing will not protect you from the eyepiece moving apart. And the eyepiece thread, which is here, also will be broken. So maybe you wanna find some case for this. And few years ago, Zeiss were selling the pouch case, like the bag, like made from the leather, whatever. I don't like these solutions because it's bulky. It's always bulky. It will ruin the narrowness of this thing, and it might lead to kind of 2.5 centimeters or so dimensions, which is already too large for the jeans pocket if you want to be stylish at the summer, and if you don't want to use any bags. So why jeans pocket? Because it's the most safest one. Because if you put it into your shirt, you bend down, boom, this thing falls out. Not good at all. So for the case solution, which is the tube case and the dust caps. So I tried to find the case, and what I found were the solution with the aluminum tube and the also thread protection caps for the both ends. I've got this aluminum tube. I have cut this with the tube cutter. This allows you to make quite straight cuts, and you don't need to saw it. So this is a really easy way. This tube is inner diameter 18 millimeters, and the outer diameter is 20 millimeters. So the thickness is the 1 millimeter, which makes it 18 plus 1 plus 1. We have 20 millimeters diameter. This thing fits into this case really well, like this. And then you cover this with this dust cap. This is the thread protection cap, which is 20 millimeters inner diameter. The QR code also will be, and the link in the description also will be. So put this back, and you have this. Now if it falls down, you will not have a tension between the eyepiece and the body, and the monocular will be okay. I don't know how the prism is made inside, so maybe prism will suffer, but at least this thing protects if you sit on it, or if you would bend it in some case. Actually, the original bag for the Zeiss monocular is bad solution also if you sit on it or if you bend it accidentally in your jeans pocket. So this thing protects really well, and it's also airtight and watertight. So if you'll be in a deep in a heavy rain, you will not damage your monocular. So this is the really nice solution. The cap increases the dimension, the diameter of the tube around 1 millimeter, so 2 millimeters total. If you wanna have the 2 centimeters solution and not more, you can find the inner caps, they call it stoppers. It will be looking like this, and this thing, so outer diameter for this one, inner part should be 18 millimeters, so that it would fit into the tube. But then if you use this solution with the rubber stoppers, then your tube length will be increased, because as now I have the tube exactly the monocular length, and if I want to use this one, I have to have a gaps in the tube in order to fit these ones, and that would increase the length of the tube. If for you it's okay, then you can increase the length of the tube, which allows you to use these stoppers, but you will sacrifice the length, it will be increased, but the diameter would be preserved, and the diameter would be 2 centimeters, so which is really great. Tube solutions which you can use. The aluminum tubes is the easiest way, and you can even get the aviation type tubes which are harder. Also, if you find the duraluminum type of tubes, that will be harder even, because duraluminum is one of the best solutions, but they are quite rare. And also you can go with the carbon tubes, but the treatment of the carbon tubes would be more difficult because you cannot trim these with the tube cutters, so you would need to saw them, and after that you have to use the sandpaper to make this the surface of the tube quite smooth. So this is more difficult way, and I would not recommend you using the carbon tubes, but it's possible. And don't, if you will be sawing the carbon tubes, don't forget to use the molar tape, so the tape which would allow you not to split the carbon fibers. Regarding the tools I've used for cutting the tube, tools, first is the tube cutter. You can find in the America, for example, you can find the Rigid brand tube cutters. They look exactly like this one. This is the Bachko. This solution is for the Europe, because Bachko based somewhere in the Spain, whatever. So this is really good thing. You just keep it here. You tighten by this handle, and then you just spin this thing around, or you just spin the tube and slowly increasing the pressure by this handle, and then it will be cut. And the outer surface of the tube, it will be smooth, because what this thing does, it just pushes the metal into the center, so this will not leave any debris on the outside, but of course it will do in the inner surface. So for this you have to make a deburring, or like they call it, reaming for the outer diameter, but if I'm not mistaken, the deburring is for the inner diameter. And for this you can use pencil type deboring tool, which works like this, like you put it here and then you just make some kind of this motion, and this would remove any debris from the inner surface of the tube. And then you do the same with other end, so it like this, and you will have quite smooth surface. So I'll be showing like this. The comparison this monocular with other monoculars, especially with the Zeiss one and with the Nikon. This is the Zeiss 6X18 model. It has the 3 cm diameter, so it looks like this, and in comparison with this 1.77, boom, it's a quite a lot of difference. The length, of course, of this pen sized is larger. This monocular is better in terms of field of view, of course, in terms of how many light passes through, because as the diameter is larger, more light passes through. This is better if the dimensions are not problem for you. Also, it's easy to use because you just fix it like this, boom, and you can watch. So you can stick it kind of into your face and use it, no problem, and it's easier for people with motor disabilities. The close focus of this thing, I have not measured precisely, but it's really wonderful. When you pull this out, you will have the close focus around maybe 25 centimeters or so, and in this case it works like the magnification, kind of 9 times or 10 times magnification magnifier. So this is also wonderful, and if size is no problem, this is really well. Also good model, this one, this is the Nikon 7X15. This thing has amazing field of view. It has its distortions on the edge of the field of the view. So it's like you're observing the pipe above the building roof, and when you move this pipe into the right edge of the field of view, it's kind of a bit tilted to the right, for example, and when you move it to the left side of your field of view, it's a bit tilted to the left. So that is the distortions. Zeiss is famous for its not distortion way of showing the picture, which is why the field of view of the Zeiss is not so large as it could be, because they intentionally remove the edges in order to better quality, so to decrease the distortions. So this thing has larger field of view, but it has its distortions on the edges. But if that doesn't bother you, so this is okay, because the distortions it has are not so significant, so it's more or less okay. The close focus is not really well. It's around maybe meter or 80 centimeters, and you will not be able to decrease it by unscrewing this eyepiece, because the thread of this thing is quite short, and you will not be able to kind of adjust the distance between the eyepiece and the body, which would allow you to decrease the close focus. But what you can do, you can find the old out of use eyeglasses with the minus dioptries, and you can just kind of crop this lens and attach it to this end. That would decrease the magnification of this monocular, but that would decrease the close focus as well, and you probably be able to use this thing on kind of such distance. This is also possible, and this would work with other monoculars. I would not recommend you doing this with this monocular, because this magnification is already 5 times. It's really not much, but it's okay because of this picture of it is really crisp and clear, and which is why even 5 times of magnification is okay. I found the also silicone dust caps for this model as well, and I will put the links in the description and the QR code so you can buy it and use it for yourself. This, for example, rubber stopper fits really well, and it looks like this. It's amazing, huh? Why Nikon didn't do this in the first place? That would be so good and so helpful for users that it's even difficult to imagine how good that would be for a user, right? And also this leg protector for the furniture works really well. This is the 25 millimeters inner diameter, but that might not work with your particular monocular, because I have removed some part of the eyepiece, and now it looks like this. But the cap works really well, and now it looks as this. So that's how Nikon should provide you with their monoculars, and as well as Zeiss. This is the good, because you don't need to use any pouch, any bags. That will not be bulky, and this is cool way. Common question people have in terms of the monoculars. They say, can I use it with my eyeglasses or not? And almost nobody can answer to this question. People like, oh, you have to try out yourself, you have to visit the store. But in many cities you will not find the Zeiss shops, because they are quite expensive. And my answer, if you can use it with the eyeglasses or not, is how strong eyeglasses are you using, the dioptries. If you have +5 or -5, you are covered, because in these monoculars, this actually, as I remember, plus or -4, but plus or -5 will also work. They cover these dioptries differences, and you don't need to use your eyeglasses because of the focusing, and the focusing will exactly replace your eyeglasses. So you don't need to use the eyeglasses with the monoculars if you have plus or -5 dioptries. If you have more, then you would have a problem, like in some cases you will not be able to focus this thing into the eternity, kind of into the far away. But in some cases it will be possible. It depends on if you have minus or plus. That was it for this video. Thank you very much. I hope the information was useful. I also tried other brands like the Vixen and the Brunton, and also Carson. I will tell you right away, never buy the Carson. It's the cheapest and worst option ever. The materials they use, they are really creepy. The prisms, the optics, it is really bad. Don't ever buy Carson. Maybe they have more expensive models, but now I'm covering the monoculars. And in terms of monoculars, I've tried, they're garbage. Better, and I would say in between the Zeiss and the Carson stands the Vixen. The Vixen is better, and if money is really the problem, so the Vixen would be the good solution. And they have also these models with its focus system, which also allows you focus really close, like 30 centimeters or so. And optics is more or less okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.